Hi, Hank Lentsch here, doing my video blog over those questions that we had to answer. The first question, what was the specific purpose of the speech project and why was it included in the course? And the specific purpose of the speech was to pick a specific topic and to inform my audience about the topic that I chose. For example, I chose to inform people about the Clean Air Act and like what it is basically and things like that because be honest, not a whole lot of people know about the Clean Air Act. Question number two. How do I feel about going into the speech presentation and why? Well, I felt pretty confident going into the speech. I felt that this was primarily because of all the research I did prior to giving my speech. The research gave me a better understanding of my topic and really set the foundation of my speech. So I gathered all my information and it really, well, actually, I learned more about it, and that's what made me like want to fill you guys in about what was going on with the Clean Air Act and what it's all about. Question number three. Did you experience any speaker anxiety and why? Like, what could you do to reduce speaker anxiety next time you give a presentation? I always get a little nervous giving speeches in front of people, but since this course is online and I gave it with one of my friends in my room, I guess I experienced little to no speaker anxiety because I was much more comfortable compared to being in front of a large group of people or, you know, I don't know. I guess I wasn't in front of the camera, so I didn't really have speaker anxiety. Number four, what was your technology adequately prepared? What could be done differently? I think the PowerPoint presentation really serves as an effective visual aid in my speech. I decided to add pictures like on the background to follow the rule of six. So I feel like my presentation really enhanced my speech. I don't know, on the audio files, I think it really gives the audience something to look about when I'm talking. They're not just looking at the text. They got like a picture in the background to look at, and I think that would be like a little more pop. Something more for them to look at and things. Number five, in terms of structure and organization, what element felt natural to you? What felt odd, and why? I felt as if in my introduction was really natural because I could compare it to like a real life example of something I felt really strong about because I have a huge plant, actually two of them right by my house on this old county highway that I live on, and I get to see that smoke rolling every day. So that's something I just kind of related my life about. The only part of my speech that really felt as remotely odd would be the transitions. I'm not really sure, but they just didn't feel very natural when I had to say like first, second, and last. It didn't. I don't know. It didn't flow as well as I'd like it to, but that's what the requirements were. So, question number six: how did you consider your audience when developing your speech? I decided to pick a topic that not a lot of people knew about, just so it'd be easier to inform them. But in my introduction, I mentioned plant emissions, which may have people's, maybe they've seen in their lifetime. Choosing a topic like this kept my audience open to really anybody, so anybody could really know about this, or, you know, I don't know, anyone's probably seen a big plant with smoke rolling out. That's kind of how I got that attention with them, and I just like to inform them a little more about, what it's all about. Question number seven: What did you do in your speech that worked? What didn't work? Where are areas you target for improvement? I think I gave general knowledge about my topic the best, like explaining what it is they do and who they are and what works with them and things like that. I explained what the Clean Air Act was really well. I wish I could have fit a little more information in to inform like some of my research that I found. I wish I could have informed you about few details like in different cases of the Clean Air Act and maybe situations that companies ran into. That'd be something that I'd really like to inform you about. But just, the time requirement really wasn't there. I guess I could go overboard, but time was restricting, and I tried to keep information very direct. Question number eight: in at least 4 to 5 complete sentences, connect your learned experiences to the class readings and concepts. So I think if I took anything out of the speech, it would be from chapter 2 and 3 when it starts to talk about speaker anxiety and when people's facial expressions tighten up and start to stutter. I tend to have difficulty speaking in front of large groups of people. I don't know. I can't enunciate as well as I'd like to, and I just like I don't know why, but in front of a camera sometimes it happens. In front of a large audience, a lot of time it happens. in the chapters it talks about being prepared for speech properly. I think being prepared for my speech really helped me feel confident and give me a good speech. Like learning about speaker anxiety, always ways to help prevent it, was one of the most helpful things for me. So when I'm giving these speeches, it relates to speaker anxiety because, like I said earlier, I stutter and stuff like that, and I don't know. I try to fix that, and that's part of the reason why I took online speech is because I didn't really want to be in a big group of people. I wanted it to be easier for me. I wanted to slowly work into public speaking and slowly work into me being more comfortable around people and speaking in front of people, speaking in large groups, things like that. And with this online video, I guess, usually we have like an audience, so like I'm even getting used to having an audience in front of me. Like when I stutter or do something it's kind of embarrassing, well, I'm getting used to those things. I'm getting used to things that help me. So overall, I thought, this informative speech that I gave was pretty good. I mean, I worked pretty hard on it, so hopefully it'll turn out the way I expected it to.